Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more Space Engineers. Today we are joined by my brother. Let's actually put the HUD up. And in today's video, well, what you're seeing in the background here is our next project. We are going to build on a larger scale next. It's going to be an interesting experiment. I may have to make a mining ship, I think, so that we can get enough resources for this. But let's maybe take a sneak peek. Let's go up there and talk a little bit about your plans here for this behemoth of a bridge that you have made.
Yes, well, it's first time I'm building large blocks, large grids. So it's going to be a spaceship. I'm hoping to have it basically do everything, have a full refinery and assembler, as well as enough thrust to get out of the atmosphere. And have some defenses and plenty of power and storage.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's gonna be pretty big. This is gonna be the main cockpit, and then after this, I'm thinking making it 6 blocks wide for like the hallways and everything, and then have it slope off a bit with the armor. But so this is just the tiny front portion of what is eventually to be a pretty big ship capable of atmospheric atmospheric flight and
space flight.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, well that's going to be something that'll take quite a bit of time for us to work on. But in the meantime, there's a couple more ships that we want to show to you guys. And the first one is my brother's ship. So obviously that one is going to work, and this looks very, very cool. It's a fighter. Why did you build this one? Because you encountered something in space, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so with the cargo one, it has plenty of lift and plenty of possibility to have ice and everything that's needed to float around in space and explore some asteroids. But then I suddenly got a little radar contact of a pirate drone. So I hightailed it back out of there because everything is exposed, all the engines, hydrogen tanks. So just a few bullets would completely cripple the cargo one. So I decided I'll just try and make a fighter. It's not well armored yet. Maybe I should armor it more, but I've tried to give it a needle-like profile so that it has a very small front profile, so that I can hopefully approach any enemies and shoot them down before they can actually damage me.
Okay.
So that's the plan. So
it's very cool. So just show it in action then. So let's see. You're locked, I think, still.
Put on the engines.
Yeah, engines are on.
Go up a little.
They're unlocked. Oh man, yeah, that's very cool. So you get 3 sets of guns. And, oh my god, we don't have anything that goes at this speed. You even went underneath the drone there, and I can see you now in the far off distance. I mean, that looks like a jet. That looks like, or maybe one of those needle things from Stargate Atlantis, from the bad guys. Just doing over. Oh, now he's firing as well. Very cool.
It's not super maneuverable, but it's very fast. So I think
I can see that.
You should try to make runs. Basically, you can't stop easily because of the large thruster at the back, and then you can do a new run and then fire. Oh dear!
And you can and you can commit suicide by exploding the ship. But
oh dear! I crashed a bit.
Yeah, you did crash. Oh. You were a bit overzealous.
I was a bit overzealous with but it was supposed to be for space, so.
All right.
Okay, so well, my bad. I'll have to rebuild it, fix it up.
So.
But that was basically the plan. Oh, I made a pretty big crater behind me, a pretty big hole in the ground here. 1 thruster.
All right. So that was.
So I'll
you'll have to rebuild. Yeah. You'll have to rebuild the fight. It looked amazing. And the speed of it was pretty cool. You just have to not go too low with this ship. So be a little bit more careful with your piloting next time. Next up here,
I'll start grinding.
Yeah, we'll have my second ship. which is this one. Now, unfortunately, it has a slight design flaw because this was my attempt. Oh, and we actually had this, so I'll show you guys how it was. Oh, I don't have any plates with me, but this was closed, and my idea was to try and make like a Borg cube-like vessel with internal engines. But you can see this is the result of its maiden voyage. All I did was fly up to this hill, make this hole here with a drill that is centered right here at the front, and then put myself back. And this has done an enormous amount of damage to my lowest thruster. And so you can see here I've got basically 6 thrusters that are pointing in all directions. It does work, right? It takes off. I can fly in all directions, but they're just too close to one another, and so they're damaging each other as I use them. And specifically the high one had to do a little bit more lifting, and it actually started to burn on the lower engine. So the philosophy behind it works. You can have an internal engine block, but it basically needs to be probably 3 times as large as this one to give the engines enough room so that they don't damage each other. So that's the lesson learned. But I also learned a lot more from this ship as well, because this was a ship that I designed around the hydrogen engines, and so you can see that every hydrogen engine actually has a small hydrogen tank attached to it. Then with some conveyor tubes, I managed to connect 2 engines and thus 2 of these tanks to a single H2O2 generator, and then all of that goes to the front of the ship to a central cargo block with a sorter over here. And so now I can mine. All the ice goes in here, and everything else I could sort that into other cargoes. And this was the functional basis for a first mining vessel. It just, I've been a little bit stuck ever since the drone works like this. Look at that. The drone has this lovely internal engine. I had to put a couple of extra upwards thrusters on the side, but I was stuck with, this is so cool to have like an engine core on my ship. That I can then build around, and I can basically protect that. It's gonna be really cool, but yeah, unfortunately the result here is fire and brimstone. So I'm also going to have to recycle that and think about my next design, probably for a mining ship, because, well, yes, if my brother keeps crashing ships like that, and especially with the big one over here, we are going to need a lot of resources. So that's my next goal. We have been, having a lot of fun with space engineers, trying to design ships our way. But this is something, I guess, this internal core engine. You either have to go really big scale, or you have to do that in space, so that you don't need as many engines just to be able to lift off, for instance. But this is so cool. This is really an amazing game. And yeah, these were a couple more designs from the two twins that we wanted to show you guys. Not fully up and running at the moment, but we'll have more for you guys as we keep playing the game and having more fun. So that's going to be it for this one. A quick update video on what we've been doing in Space Engineers. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.
Bye.